Okay. What up, everyone? Happy Sunday. How is everyone doing? Wisco, thank you for being here. Hey, Mom First. MJ, where I am is loud. Hopefully, I can hear. Aw, yeah, I know that feeling. Hey, Sifa. Judy. Hey, Michael. Hold on one second. I'm gonna close my door real quick so I don't have background noise. All right, sorry about that. Let me pin my email to the top real quick. And also for creators, don't forget that if you have a channel and we want to get your name out there, so type the word link drop, all lowercase, no space, and it'll automatically drop your channel. So I don't want anyone to forget to do that. Today is Sunday, and oh my God, I was wondering why everyone was gone. Yeah, it's been a kind of quiet weekend, Michael. But I did definitely want to check in with everyone today and talk about a few things that I came across on the internet that I wasn't aware of or didn't look deep into, that I just wanted to kind of bring to you guys. Hey, Nana, how are you? You're having ice cream? Nice, Mom First. Okay. So I'll wait a few minutes and let a couple people get in. But how was everyone's weekend? Did everyone get to relax? Anyone do anything special? Got out of the house? Ice cream does sound good, but my stomach doesn't agree. But okay. Yep. Let me do some of the commands. Yeah, Nana, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad that you were able to catch a live also. I always like to engage with you guys. I miss chatting with you all. And again, I appreciate everyone for being here, taking the time to come to my channel and show some love, even those who aren't, able to chat. If you're just watching, if you're on replay, I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so I have a couple different things I'm going to touch up on. If you've read the description, I put 3 of the things, but right before I went live, I came across something else that I want to talk about. Let me see which one it is. This one. So this one I came across on Twitter last night, I think, and I had saved it to my phone and remembered it. So this is in Rockford, Illinois, I believe it said. A 10-year-old girl was found dead in Rockford Saturday afternoon. There is not much information on this one, so we'll definitely have to be keeping up with the updates to see exactly what happened. It says that they are talking to a person of interest. They're looking for answers Saturday night after a 10-year-old girl was found dead in Rockford Saturday afternoon. It started around 2 p.m. in the 1200 block of 9th Avenue in Rockford when police tweeted about a large police presence in the area. Then around 9:40 p.m., so 7 hours later, they say that they are conducting a murder investigation after they found a 10-year-old girl dead at the 9th Avenue location. And this is pretty much, I've looked up different articles, and so this is unfolding. It's new. They don't have much information, but they do have a person of interest that they're talking to. So that makes me feel a little bit better, because when you have cases like this and there is no person of interest, or they have no idea, what happened, hopefully this person of interest knows something and can speak on what happened to this 10-year-old girl. Hey, Denali Ryder, how are you? Let's see. Michael, no, not yet. Now we'll relax once Kylie Mae Rodney has her justice and everyone else that is voiceless. Amen. When I go back home to heaven, smiling down on everyone. Yeah, and I completely get what you mean about Kylie and her justice. And I think I can speak for most of us here that, like, that's exactly what we want. We're never going to forget Kylie, and there will be Kylie lives coming up more and more. So I understand, Michael, but definitely still try to relax. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for joining. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, this is just going to be kind of a recap of cases I found and things that I've come across that I just want to shed light on. So, there won't be, some of these we don't have much information on, but I just, I want to get this out there. So, this again is in Rockford, Illinois, and I will bookmark this one. That way, I can keep tabs on it and check on it. Let's see. I should have just shared other tab. Oh, you're roasting a pig, Denali Rada? Oh, they do that down here, and I just never. I don't know. I can't, like, when they do it at home, like over here in the country, they do that, and I don't know. But I hope that you enjoy it. It's not for everyone. Let's see. Okay, so this is another case I came across. This one is also new. So this is in Pasco County, Florida. She's a 16-year-old girl. I'll put a little bit bigger. I haven't been able to find a flyer. So deputies are searching for 16-year-old Makaila Hartz, last seen around 7:30 p.m. on Friday in the Hicks Road and Woodland Drive area of Hudson. According to Pasco County Sheriff's Office, the girl is 5'6", weighing 115 pounds, with brown and red hair and hazel eyes. Deputies said Hartz was wearing a black t-shirt with gray shorts and black slides. And anyone with information can contact the non-emergency line and it has the number here, or there's a website here. I'll drop the website address. Just in case. And if you want to look her up and share her information, you can drop the website for the tips to be sent in. What screen am I sharing? Okay. So speaking on Makaila, again, the only thing that really bothers me about this case is the fact that they have her as missing runaway 16-year-old. And we know just from the past experience, we did a live on Syphis channel before where we went over, like how different states and stuff address like runaways and the ages and all that. And they don't tend to take the runaway cases as serious, in my opinion, as they should. They tend to just be like, oh, she's just another runaway. It's harder to get Amber Alerts out for them. So there's not a lot to go on for Makaila, but I'm putting her face out there in hopes that someone does see something and says something. So Denali was talking about the Illinois case. That's some cray peeps in the area of Illinois, there and in Scott County. Yeah, that other one has me. They found a 10-year-old girl. There's not much on any of the circumstances on, like, where are her parents, where were her parents when she was found, all those details. We don't have any of that, and that was for the previous one that I showed. And this is Makaila. So I can drop the link to this article if you guys want to, like, copy, if anybody wants to copy her picture maybe and just put out on your socials, share her information that she's missing from Pasco County, I think it said. But she was last seen in Hudson. So this is in Florida. It's Pasco County, Florida, in Hudson. Yeah, so there's also not much information on her, but 16-year-old, whether she's a runaway or not, they all need to be found. And I get so frustrated with the Amber Alert system, because whether they're considering her a runaway or not, an Amber Alert should be sent out nationwide. And that's something that, like, hopefully one day as a collective, we can come up with ideas to try to push that to, like, our local, like our state, and then, to our government, that the Amber Alert system needs to be fixed. I agree. There's definitely a lack of taking any runaway cases seriously. Super ridiculous and sad. Yeah. And that's what's so scary, because just because they ran away does not mean that they are safe. I mean, what if they ran away to be with someone they met online? They could have been lured out of their home. They could have been talking to someone for months and think that they're safe with this person, and they do run away, but they're not safe. So I think any runaway situation should be taken seriously, just as seriously as, like, any child missing, any human missing. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Nana. Hey, Blaze, how are you? Michael, she looks like your niece. The so very scary to think it can be someone really close to you. Yeah. Yeah. And you never know. So that's why I said, if you guys can share it on any of your social media platforms. And I put the link in the article so you can have her name and, like, what she was last seen wearing. Even in, like, missing persons groups on Facebook, if you follow any of those, sometimes I do that. I'll go looking for, missing in Florida Facebook groups. There's, like, so many, different ways that we can just put their faces out there. Any missing child is a child in danger. Exactly. Even if they're considered to be a runaway. I feel they don't push things out with Amber Alerts or runaways near enough, because a lot of the time the authorities are in some ways involved in things they shouldn't be. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely correct. And we were reading that, I believe it was on Sifa's channel, that, like, sometimes it's up to the, like, responding law enforcement officers on whether or not an Amber Alert should be pushed out. Sifa can maybe help clear that up, but I do believe we were reading that and we were like, how is that up to them? Like, what if that officer is a predator himself? What if he doesn't have good intentions being in law enforcement? I'm not saying that's every case, but I don't think it should be up to the discretion of law enforcement. I think if there's a runaway, they're missing, they should get an Amber Alert. Yeah, exactly. They don't. Hey, PJ. Glad you can make it. Hey, Megs. You're fashionably late. It's okay. I only showed one other incident where a 10-year-old girl was found dead in Rockford, Illinois. They don't have very much information at this point, but they do have a person of interest, PJ. So I can send you the link to that as soon as this is over. And then this is the second case that I was talking about. Oh, good, Michael. That's awesome. Keep sharing them. Yes, let's keep their faces out there. But yeah, so this is Makaila Hartz. And if you can, like I said, just share her information. Okay, let me close some of this. All right. Has this okay. This case I came across, it was on Twitter. And so he's been missing for 6 months since January. Is anybody familiar with this case, Kyle Doan? I'll just read a little bit about it because I'm just I'm hoping and praying that it's a good outcome. Um, so because it says 6 months after Kyle Doan disappeared, law enforcement to continue the search near San Miguel. And this was updated on July 6th. So the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office will continue its search for missing 5-year-old Kyle Doan this weekend. The Sheriff's Office will be assisted by the San Luis Obispo County Incident Management Team during their large-scale ground search operation on both Saturday and Sunday, July 8th and 9th. Kyle was swept away by raging floodwaters on January 9th in the San Marcos Creek. The sheriff's office has held several searches for Kyle since then. So that's what has me the most concerned about this case is that this was back in January and he was swept away by raging floodwaters and he's 5 years old. So it's alarming. You know, it's awesome that they're searching. um I'll read a little bit more here in a minute. It's because like the waters have like kind of receded, so they're able to search for him, I guess, more thoroughly. But since January, and you know we're now in July, so it's a little scary, and I really pray for a positive outcome, but I don't know. Um, This weekend's search will involve approximately 300 search crew personnel from around the state. So this just happened over the weekend, so I'll be looking for updates this week on if anything happened with the search that they did. Crews will be conducting full day searches on both days in the Salinas River from the San Marcos Creek confluence to the Big Sandy Creek confluence. That is an area approximately 6 miles long and a half-mile wide. Canines and heavy equipment will be staged and prepared to respond immediately if evidence of Kyle's location is discovered. Officials with the sheriff's office say they are not seeking volunteers during this search, saying, "We understand the community's desire to help with the search, but at this time there is no need for volunteers and all incident needs are being met. We also appreciate the community's generosity in donating food for this search effort, but we have no means of accepting the donations. Again, we ask for the community's patience as we conduct this latest search effort, and we thank everyone for the ongoing support." So I was going to open this tab because it kind of, I think this one goes back and kind of tells the back history. So boy told mom, be calm before being swept away in California floodwater. So this is the 5-year-old that they're looking for. Kyle Doan, 5 years old, swept away by floodwaters near San Miguel, California on Monday, January 9th. Lindsay Doan didn't think the water flowing over the creek crossing on San Marcos Road was deeper than normal when she tried navigating it in her SUV while driving her 5-year-old son to school. But the creek, swollen with rain from California's epic winter storms, was much higher and flowing stronger than she anticipated. Doan cursed as she lost control of the steering, and the 4,300-pound Chevy Traverse was carried off the road and pinned against a large sycamore tree. Mom, it's okay, her son Kyle reassured her from the back seat. Just be calm. They were the last words the little boy said to his mother before his fingers slipped away from hers and he was swept away Monday on California's central coast near Paso Robles. That is so sad. That has to be a moment that, oh, I can't imagine going through that. Let me see. I can catch up on the comments real quick. Exactly, Judy. They don't take missing cases seriously if you're a certain age. Right. It's sad. Melissa, that's what I was thinking too. That's actually what me and Syphil were talking about. I mean, because it's been since January and it just seems like it's more of a recovery. They haven't said that, but with the circumstances, I mean, yeah, it's heartbreaking for sure. Okay, let me finish reading this one real quick. Yesterday, I got to the point where I think I ran out of tears, Doan told the Associated Press. I just don't know what to expect anymore. I mean, I've tried to do a Google search. How long can a child not eat? How long can they be in wet clothes? We're worried because I don't know if they're going to be able to find him. More than 100 people, including National Guard troops, dive teams, searchers using dogs and drones, and people picking through shoulder-high piles of driftwood on the banks of San Marcos Creek, searched for a third day Wednesday for Kyle. So far, they found only one of his blue and gray Nike shoes. The storms that have relentlessly pounded California since the end of last year have claimed at least 18 lives. Most of the deaths have been caused by falling trees and people driving on flooded roads. Kyle was listed as missing. With a sister in high school and brother in college, he is the baby in his family and loves being the center of attention. He definitely capitalized on it, his mother said. He loves making everyone laugh. He wanted to make everyone smile. He loves to please people. As the vacation came to an end, Kyle was excited to return to kindergarten Monday at Lillian Larson Elementary School, his mother said. It was the first day he was going to be allowed to play without restrictions after recovering from a broken leg that required 3 surgeries, and he was looking forward to seeing his friends. Dawn, a special education teacher at the school, was less enthusiastic, wishing she had a few more days off as she took the back road from their home near Paso Robles. For most of the year, the creek running along San Marcos Road is like so many California rivers and streams, a sinuous band of sand that only flows with winter and spring rains. When it is flowing, it's often easy enough to drive through the shallow waters that course over the road in places. The Doan family drove the same route Sunday to a truck stop on Highway 101, splashing through the waters without incident. When Doan approached Monday in light rain, there were no road closures, and she didn't think it looked any different from the day before. But as soon as I hit the bottom, my car started to drift, and I realized that it wasn't the same. It was completely different. So they had emergency services said river crossings can be deceiving and people can run into trouble after successfully fording them several times. As little as 6 inches of water is enough to knock a person off their feet and can even push a car off course if it's moving rapidly. So yeah, this was a horrible accident, and this has a lot of details about what they went through, and I'll post that in the chat for you guys if you want to read more about it. But like I said, I think it's probably more of a search and rescue, or a recovery. I'm sorry, a recovery mission at this point, but you never know. Hey, Kristen, good to see you. If mud went along with water, he could, right? There's so many things to think about, so many variables. Isn't it about a week? Isn't it about a week without food and 3 days without water? Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's been since January 9th. They were just able to amp up the search this weekend because a lot of the waters had receded. If water was moving that fast, he really could be more than 6 miles, right? I just, I don't know. I pray that they find, I mean, either way, I hope that they find him. We don't know the outcome, but either way, I hope that they're able to locate him so his family can have closure. Um, let's see. Yeah, I feel so sorry for the mom. I can't imagine being in that situation and you're looking at your child and their fingers slip from yours like that. That's just that poor mom and the siblings, the entire family. Rushing waters, especially in a car and against the body, is definitely terrifying, and one can easily panic when in it. I once was in that situation. Super scary. Oh, that had to have been scary. I've never been in that kind of situation, so I can't imagine it. And I mean, think about a 5-year-old, child going through that. Yeah, and moving water is very heavy against the car body. It's very swift in actions. Yeah, and, like, I know about it, like, okay, so when we have hurricanes here, hurricane season, our not where I'm at, but, like, further south from me, the water alone is one of the most dangerous. When the storm surge comes in, there's a lot of people who lose their lives that way also. It's very dangerous. Um, oh, Michael Hinkle. Hi, how are you? So this is an old coworker, not old, an ex coworker that I worked with long time ago back in high school. Um, you found my YouTube channel. Welcome in, Michael. Okay, so a river levee broke and it took out everything for many, many, many miles. Oh, jeez. Shit. Oh, sorry. Okay, Michael. Glad that you found my channel. I'm glad to know that you're doing okay. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to present, and I think, Judy, are you still in chat? Right, Blaze? I know it's heartbreaking. And like I said, if it is a recovery mission at this point, I just pray that they find him so that the family can have closure. Okay, so Judy, if you're here, I'm gonna send you the link, if I can find it, on Messenger if you want to come up on panel to talk about the next case that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, you heard that, PJ. My bad. I was muted, and then I didn't realize I was muted, and I was talking, and I was like, said the word. I'm not going to say it again. Okay, and before I get into that case, I'm going to drop a couple creators that are not here's channels. I don't know if Sika dropped his. Bless you. Thank you. Okay, Melissa, I pray they find him too. This is most likely a recovery, so Mama can put him in proper burial of choice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, can you imagine the agony that she's gone through just since January, and then, for them to have the search this weekend? I'm sure her emotions are all over the place. I'm too quick with links. Okay, Judy, I sent it to your messenger if you want to jump up here. You're still. Well, you got the link drop on PJ, so there you go. Once you and PJ, remind me to send you a list of my Nightbot commands too, because I forgot. I gotta send to you and Killshot. But once I mean, Nightbot makes it so much easier, and then you can set some on timers, like the one that just popped up. That's like a timer one, so it's like every 25 or 30 minutes, something like that. It's really convenient.
Why do you go close the door?
Okay, so
I'm saying keep the crack open. This is Milo's room.
okay, sorry y'all. Let me bring up this article. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Let me close that. Okay. And some of you may have come across this. I got it from Judy, and then I looked up some more stuff on Twitter and came across this one. Hi, Judy. Judy, can you hear me? Judy might be having issues. Okay. So hopefully she can get that figured out. Judy, can you hear me? Hmm. Yeah, I gotta switch to Nightbot. Yeah, it's super easy to set up too. I mean, if you need help, let me know, because we can talk on Discord and I can share screen and walk you through it, PJ. So just let me know. Oh, no problems, Kristen. Okay, so now there's two Judys. Let me kick one and then add this one. Hey, Judy.
Hello.
Hi, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, the other one I couldn't. It's like you weren't responding, so I don't know if you could hear me or not. Oh, yeah, I think she's having some tech issues. And while we're waiting, everyone, please make sure you hit the like button. Um, share the live, so or even like I said, even just the information I covered, especially Makaila Hartz. She's currently missing, 16 years old. She is not safe. There's not been an Amber Alert issued, so we need to get her case, her face out there, her being talked about more. All right, let's try again. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
What happened?
No idea.
StreamYard. Uh, okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put this on full screen so I can read it. Okay, so this was updated today. So authorities say the inmate who escaped from the Pennsylvania jail is dangerous and has survivalist skills. So this is his picture. So anybody watching, you want to share, you're in the area and you happen to see this man, or you like, do not approach, call authorities right away. Obviously, I'm going to get more into it in a minute. So he escaped from a jail in northern Pennsylvania on Friday. Pennsylvania authorities are searching for a dangerous inmate with survivalist skills who they say escaped Warren County Prison by elevating himself on exercise equipment and using tied up bed sheets to descend from the roof, a county spokesperson said Friday. Judy, why was that so easy for him to accomplish?
Well, I'm assuming that the exercise or weightlift area was on the roof.
Yeah, it's like they would have better surveillance. Like, I mean,
First of all, that doesn't make sense to me.
right?
But if in fact it was,
Mm-hmm.
then he did. He just got a bunch of bed sheets that he scammed off some people or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it was sheet day and he tied them together and now he's gone.
Yeah, I see how, like, how he did it, but what I'm getting at is like they usually have surveillance. You know what I mean? Like how did they not spot that? That's insane.
Well, I'm sure they're going to correct that from now on, whether it be a dead space where they didn't have cameras. If you've got a roaming post that's armed, that's one vehicle going around the whole perimeter. So if they were doing something else, they were distracted. Maybe he waited for a certain time.
True.
But usually around a prison, there's a couple fences and barbed wire. So that's what kind of got me wondering what the hell, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yep.
The whole point is, I guess the point isn't how he did it. I think the point is that he did it.
Right.
And
he's out.
First of all, he's smart enough to do it, or you know what I mean. Smart enough to pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, if you watch some of the stuff about him in court or something, handcuffed and shackled. Handcuffs were connected to the waist. He still lifted up his elbow like a wing and caught one of the police officers under the chin and hit him pretty hard.
What? Wow. I didn't know that.
It's right on that thing I sent you.
But it's a video, right?
Yeah, you should go take a minute and go look at it. Or show it. It's only it's not very long what you're going to show because the rest of it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let me finish reading this and then I'll look at it and see. Is it like a news? Because if it's like another creator, I can't. But like news, I can show and commentate.
Hold on a minute.
I'll look at it in a minute.
It was the one I sent you, so I think I only sent you. I might have sent you a couple on an update, maybe, but it was the original one I sent you.
Okay. They say he is dangerous and not approach. He made a rope out of sheets or towels, just climbed high enough on equipment to go over fencing. Pics is white sheets against white wall. Difficult to see. Okay. Let's see what else this article says.
I just sent it to you again.
Okay, thank you. Police in the city of Warren said in social media posts that on Friday, officials discovered inmate Michael Charles Burham, who was being held on arson and burglary charges and was a suspect in a homicide investigation, had escaped. Warren police said Burham was also associated with the prior carjacking and kidnapping of a local couple while trying to escape capture. Okay, so this is after he escaped? That's so confusing. So he was also associated with the prior carjacking and kidnapping of a local couple while trying to escape capture. I don't know. He is considered very dangerous, and the public is asked to be vigilant and report anything out of the ordinary. Federal, state, and local agencies were involved in an expanded search beyond Warren on Saturday as Burham's whereabouts remained unknown, according to an update from police. Pennsylvania State Police have assumed incident command due to geographical jurisdictions and resources as the search expands throughout the county and into areas of New York. That was update on Saturday. Officials are offering a reward of nearly $10,000 for information leading to his apprehension. That includes a $7,500 reward for the U.S. Marshals Service and $2,000 from Warren County Crime Stoppers. State police believe that he may have gotten a hold of a firearm during his escape. Okay, so that's not good. He is a self-taught survivalist with military experience and could be potentially holed up in a wooded area near the city. Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens of the Pennsylvania State Police said at a press conference Saturday. Warren is in northern Pennsylvania, about 18 miles from Jamestown, New York. It is just outside of the Allegheny National Forest. Although Burham was last seen wearing an orange and white striped jumpsuit, denim jacket, and Crocs, he may have swapped out of his prison attire. I mean, I think that's a given. I'm pretty sure that's the first thing he did was get rid of his prison uniform, PJ says, does he have any mental health issues? I don't know. I didn't watch a lot about him. Like I said, I got Judy's video and then I just went find articles. So I'm kind of going over it with you guys, like reading it. So I don't know if he has any mental health issues. I mean, he just has a record for sure.
Well, if you're gonna if you look at that video real quick, that'll answer the fact that he's probably got some mental health issues. The fact that you would do something stupid with about 3 or 4 sheriffs right around you.
Yeah.
That's stupid. The fact that he escaped knowing that everybody's going to be after him. He probably has no intention of being caught.
Oh no.
Or no. Let me reword that. He probably has no intention of going back to jail.
Exactly. Yeah. And then he's a survivalist and all this other stuff. Like
And isn't he up on murder charges to begin with?
Yeah, that's what they said. Like, it's like suspicion of a homicide.
Well, so either he's falsely accused or he did it. But
yeah, he's a suspect in a homicide investigation. Let's see. Okay, so in addition to searching on foot and with K9 units, law enforcement also used all-terrain vehicles, utility terrain vehicles, drones, and an aircraft. Warren County spokesperson Cecil Stelter said, "We have no indication that he's being assisted by anyone at this point, but he is familiar with the area and he is a survivalist and has survivalist skills." And here's pictures of his tattoos. Right now, I believe that all of the resources are being concentrated on recapture and keeping the public safe. We do not want people engaging with him in any way. Residents, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if you happen to be in the area and you see him, do not approach, do not engage, just call law enforcement. Yeah, so the residents were advised to check their homes and surveillance cameras for any footage taken between Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. to Friday at 12:30 a.m. and reach out to police if they see anything suspicious. Hunters should check their game cams, authorities said. That's actually a really good idea too, because there's a lot of hunters who put their cameras out there in the woods. Let me see. I'm gonna share this one. So yeah, this one says same thing, that he used bed sheets to escape. Um, so yeah, it says a multi-agency manhunt is underway. He is the prime suspect in the May shooting death of a Jamestown woman and for the kidnapping of a Warren County couple shortly after. So yeah, he's he's got murder charges and kidnapping charges.
Yeah, he don't first of all, don't even attempt to engage him. Keep yourself safe. His issue is not to go back to jail, and your issue should be to stay alive.
Yes.
Um, don't be a dead hero. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh, be be aware of your surroundings. Be aware that he can also move fast to get. He may not be around that area anymore. Um, I would get the hell out of there if I was him.
That's what I was thinking. He probably got as far away as he could.
Right. But whether or not, but I can't stress enough, he probably has no intention of returning to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not afraid of probably grabbing a hostage. I don't put that past him. Whether or not he's got a weapon, I would assume probably he's got some sort of defense. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, and they said he had a gun. They think he's has a firearm on him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's probably thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
This could be very planned out. I mean, he could have had help the minute, you know, he got out. But I'm sure cellmates or something like that, or people that were also in the exercise place would have an idea of what's going on. I'm sure they're investigating that part.
Yeah, they said in here, and PJ, I was kind of skimming through this. So in the news release Friday morning, it says if he was spotted and not to approach him. New York, so he was in Pennsylvania, but New York State troopers and I don't know how to say that, Chautauqua County Sheriff's deputies were checking vehicles Friday morning on Route 62 at the Pennsylvania New York state line. Um, Jason Schmidt, which is the county district attorney, said local concern lies with potential witnesses in New York, with efforts made to ensure their safety and that of the community. Schmidt also said his office is awaiting test results prior to bringing any charges against Burham in Chautauqua County. So I don't know. It just seems like with the interest now going into New York, that maybe he has ties or something to New York as well.
Well, yeah, New York's a big state. The
Mm-hmm.
Vermont is very close to one of its upper sides.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be aware. If you're driving, be aware. Keep your doors locked in
Mm-hmm.
your car so nobody can jump in. I mean, just little things like that. I worry about this guy being out, but
Right.
and how he did it and how he acted in court, which was that clip. I have sent you two things after that clip, so be aware.
Okay.
And the last one I just sent you just came across my news screen, so
Mm.
I didn't know while you were live if you wanted to do that or.
Really quick, I did want to comment on PJ's comment.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I was saying. The only states that I've seen mentioned is Pennsylvania and New York.
No,
Like,
I know. I
yeah.
have something to comment on that though.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So usually when police do like an investigation into someone, they will check their Facebook account and they'll check like who they're friends with and they'll kind of map that out. So I'm sure they're doing that. And
Yeah.
that'll kind of tell them like what kind of ties he has to like what kind of people, what kind of groups, what kind of criminals, and like what areas.
Yeah.
MJ's got a valid point that somebody better warn CNY.
I don't even know where everybody's from, but just basically, I mean, yeah, everybody, New York, Pennsylvania, the surrounding area, just be vigilant.
Yeah, she should be warned.
Yeah. I know I'm in New Hampshire now. I'm making sure yes, PJ, definitely do that. Okay, so it says Burham's escape is the latest chapter in what has become a months-long saga. He is the prime suspect in the May 11th shooting death of 34-year-old Kayla Hodgkin inside her William Street home in Jamestown. Afterward, the former Chautauqua County resident is accused of setting fire to another woman's car in Jamestown. More than a week after Hodgkin's death, he allegedly kidnapped a Warren County couple from their Sheffield home at gunpoint. Using their vehicle, he drove the pair to South Carolina. So there's another state.
Well, there's another point. They just proved my point of what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your doors locked. Keep your car doors locked. If you got to go somewhere, don't keep your car running.
Right. Because, I mean, if they believe he has a firearm on him and he's already done this to this couple, yeah, at this point, he's going to be trying to get away and he'll do whatever he has to, like you said, to not go back to jail.
Right.
The couple.
It's like, I'm still bothered. I'm still bothered about that scenario. If he went down with some bed sheets and he's out of jail, that doesn't seem. That's not. I don't even believe that for a second. There's no way there wouldn't be some sort of barbed wire on top of a very high fence that he would have also had to have gone over. Now, whether or not he used the sheets to protect himself from that, I don't know. But you need to see that video of him in court.
I will. Okay, so the couple was found safe and he was eventually taken into custody after eluding police for days by running through the woods. In June, he was extradited back to New York State, where he went before a federal judge in Buffalo. So he has charges in New York, charges in Pennsylvania. He had been moved to Warren County on June 19th. He was arraigned before District Judge Raymond Zidanick on 3 first-degree felonies, 2 counts of kidnapping and 1 of burglary, 5 other felonies, 2 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 each of theft by unlawful taking, receiving stolen property, and criminal trespass, 15 misdemeanors, and 3 summary counts. Holy record. He has a heck of a record. Each count of kidnapping carries a penalty of up to 20 years in prison and up to a $25,000 fine, as does the burglary charge. The aggravated assault charges carry a maximum of up to 10 years and a $25,000 fine each. So yeah, he is not wanting to go back to jail. He is going to do whatever he
also knows that he'll be moved up to a higher custody jail now.
Mm-hmm.
Where what you call it? Anyway, he don't want to go back to jail. That's as far as I want to say that.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, I know the typical thing that they do, and I predicted it before you read it. I didn't even know that he had done all that. But when he elbowed, those officers in jail and stuff, knowing that he had so many officers around him, I mean, this guy is the legend in his own mind.
Right? And like Melissa was pointing out his prison clothes, wonder if somehow he got changed somewhere.
I go back on the video. If you show that video I keep talking about, I think his prison clothes, I want to say they were A brown mustard color? I don't know. You'd have to go look. Because his prison clothes are on him at that point.
Let me see. Maybe the first one. Let me see. Looks like they're orange and white, like on this picture. But this is at booking, so.
Oh, well, then that's probably there's another answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm sure he got rid of that real quick. Somehow.
Usually how they do that, the easiest way for them to do that is they usually just rob clotheslines of people that got their clothes hanging out in the line.
Well, I'm sure he figured out some kind of way. MJ, yeah, in that last article, it was Sheffield. Let me see where did I read that at? I'll put the link for that other article that mentioned the Sheffield name. Okay, so after the murder suspect who wrote "He's not sorry" escapes Pennsylvania jail. So I'm guessing I was reading this one a little earlier. So he is accused of fatally shooting the New York woman before kidnapping Pennsylvania couple. He allegedly wrote in a note to his father that he was not sorry. And yeah, he escaped a Pennsylvania jail where he was being held pending extradition after a days-long manhunt that stretched from Western New York to South Carolina. So yeah, this extends out far. It's Pennsylvania, New York, and South Carolina.
Well, you might as well say the Eastern Coast.
Yep. So this is Kayla. This is the woman that he was charged of murder with.
The video that I keep referring to, sorry, he does appear, because you see the side of him, he does appear to be a little bit heavier man than these pictures are depicting.
Mm-hmm. How long ago was that court?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I send you the information. I don't normally research it.
Okay, I'll look into it. But I mean, so when he was arrested on May 22nd, after police tracked him to South Carolina, they found a note to his father in a stolen car. "I'm not sorry for what I did. However, I do feel terrible about the children." And that's according to court filings. So he doesn't even have remorse for what he did.
No, he intended to.
So this is a clip from the court papers. The victim's vehicle is also located near the location at which the victims themselves were located in North Charleston, South Carolina. Located inside the vehicle was a note that appears to have been written by Burham. The note reads as follows. That's his dad's name. "Hey Dad, I'm safe for now. Just left the area. Sorry for all the problems I caused the family. I quit drinking since May 10th. I'm not sorry for what I did. However, I do feel terrible about the children. I would like blank and blank to adopt." So those are redacted. "Talk to you soon. Love, Mike. PS, have so-and-so transfer the phone to your name."
Okay, so just when did he go to jail?
He was arrested on May 22nd.
Okay. The reason I say that is because a lot of people in jail will say, they'll say to you after a couple of years, "I haven't had a drink since 1999.
Right.
When did you go to jail? 1999. Well, I explained it.
Yeah, because he said May 10th. That was
But you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it. He probably stopped a little bit before on that case, but people go to jail, they attend AA meetings, they do this and they do that. That's fine. I commend them for it.
Right.
But finding a beer in jail is a little bit hard to do. So.
Mm-hmm.
They do have alcohol in jail, but
Oh, I know.
it's not, and it's not
Yeah.
like you can support an alcoholic addiction.
No. And if I wanted to clarify, so he did kidnap a couple, but he didn't. That was before he was arrested. So like he murdered the woman, and then he held a couple at gunpoint, stole their car, and took them to South Carolina, and that's where he was arrested. So it couldn't have been their clothing that he took, because that happened before his arrest. Can you explain what a summary charge is, please and thank you? A summary charge. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Denali. Maybe. Oh, there you
I
go.
answered it. Look at
Yeah,
the
I was
very
about to
next.
say. I was about to say maybe Sifa can help out. A summary offense or petty offense is a violation in some common law jurisdictions that can be proceeded against summarily without the right to a jury trial and or indictment. Mm, that's interesting.
I bet you he's got some summary charges now.
So it's required for an indictable offense. Wait, what, MJ? They have someone that had just escaped from Placer County also?
'Tis the
MJ,
season.
send that right. Send that to me if you can, MJ. I bet he broke inside somewhere he thought was no one was at home and got him some sweats. Yeah, never know. Let's see. Sounds like he will offend again. Oh, that's why he's so dangerous.
He'll
Yeah, Sniffle.
probably most definitely do something before they ever get him or catch him or find
Oh
him.
yeah. Yeah, especially if someone, like, say he does try to take someone else's car, there's going to be some kind of encounter and it could end up being very dangerous.
Well, that's what I said, until this man's caught, if you're concerned at all, lock your cars when you're traveling. Travel with someone else if you can. And a small child doesn't count. You know what I mean? Travel in pairs.
Right.
Just a little common sense.
Yep.
Don't make yourself out to be an easy target.
No.
If
Definitely
you're
safe
pumping
road.
gas and filling your vehicle, be aware of your surroundings because you are in a vulnerable position at that point. You're usually looking at the pump. You're not paying attention to nobody else. You know what I mean? You got a
That
full
is
tank of
true.
gas now
Right?
if you fill it. In this day and age, people probably.
Put $10 and $20 here and there.
You're right.
But I get what you're saying, because like imagine a late night gas station that's open and he sees an easy target where he can take their car, like, you know what I mean? Like, definitely people need to be aware.
The other thing is if we're putting out the word that he's a survivalist and he does survive well in the woods, that's great to know. But he's also smart enough to say, well, they're going to expect to find me in the woods,
Right.
and I'm not going to be there. So what's running through this guy's brain is where's
Right.
Kristen when I need her?
I know she was here earlier. She might be listening. Melissa, so I don't know the woman that he murdered. I don't know the situation on that. Sif is gonna try to get some of the records, the court records on that. Yeah, I saw Sif. I have the tab open. I'm gonna share it in a minute to know the situation of what happened with the woman. But for him to say he feels bad for the children, I don't know where the children were at the time of her murder. Like,
he probably meant that he just feels bad that he's gone and the mother's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I took that. at first. Now I could be wrong.
Right. He could be 2 states away in 24 hours based on where this is. Who knows where he is hiding? Yep. 100%.
And keep in mind, if you're going upstate in the United States, a lot of us states are small. So
Yeah.
if you just nick the corner of New York, you've covered one, which would tentatively bring you into, you could go to Connecticut or Vermont. From there, I mean, Vermont's the longest part of Vermont from north to south, and that's an hour and a half drive.
Wow.
So, yeah. So if you're going sideways on the bottom part that's narrow, say, you can skip from there to New Hampshire real quick. You'd have to go up New Hampshire to get into Maine. I mean, you could really...
Yeah, he could cover a lot of states.
And don't leave out Canada.
Very true.
So, I mean, I'm saying north, but he could be going west. He could be going in any direction.
Right. We don't know. That's the thing. So MJ saying there's another manhunt going on for an Eric Abril. So I have to get more information. Kristen said she's here. Judy, you had a question for Kristen?
Well, just to, you know, it's hard to explain because I've been out of it for 15 years, but it's hard to explain the mental state of someone that figures, well, I'm just going to take sheets and get out of here. And I have all these charges against me. And like I said, there had to be a couple offenses with Constantine wire on it, and people that don't understand how that Constantine wire works. The minute it's moved, it's put up to entrap you and to attack you. Constantine wire attacks you, basically. But the mental state of this guy. So number one fact is he did escape from jail. Number two fact is he's on the run. Number three fact is that he's facing possible murder charges, or they think he is. Number four fact is that the last time he got away, or the first time he was running around, he took a man and a woman hostage at gunpoint. So his mental state right now is what, you know, I'm just guessing, and that's when I said that's when I need Kristen.
Yeah.
I think it's of desperation at this point, but
oh, I'm sure his adrenaline is pumping. He's thinking 10 steps ahead, and like you said,
probably Kristen needs a link.
Yeah, if Kristen wants to come up, she can. Okay, let's see if this shows anything else. Okay, let me go to the one that Sifa shared. So this is today. This came out. Campsites found in search for Michael Burham. Officials releasing new details Sunday evening on the search for Michael after he escaped from the Warren County prison overnight Friday. So it was overnight, like in the early morning hours probably. The massive manhunt continues in Warren County after a murder suspect escaped from prison during the middle of the night. State police said there may be individuals assisting Burham, which is part of the ongoing situation. So in the other article, it said that they didn't believe anyone was assisting him. Today's update says there may be individuals assisting him. They also believe the fact that the case is receiving national attention is good for the investigation. In the event he is able to make it out of the Warren area, they want people to recognize him and promptly contact law enforcement. They are receiving tips from the outside and are looking into all of them. In the past 24 hours, crews have searched numerous residences, abandoned structures, and vast wooded areas. This indicates he may still be in the area. As a result of those searches, we have located some small stockpiles or campsites in wooded areas in the general vicinity in Warren, and we believe these sites are associated with Burham. Well, I mean, good that he's leaving behind evidence, but like you would think he wouldn't be That's stupid, but hey, if he slips up, that's on him. I hope he does slip up and they catch him. Police are not disclosing where the stockpiles were found or what the supplies were, but it supports the idea that he is prepared as a survivalist in the past and is ready to spend time in the woods. Burham is considered armed and dangerous. People are cautioned not to approach him. So, being that they're holding back on what they found and where, it seems like they have a pretty good idea that it was left behind by him.
So they won't say where. So now nobody's got an idea of location,
Mm-hmm. But they're
which sucks
saying
because
it's
now, yeah.
so they're thinking he's still around the area. I don't know because they're also expanding it to South Carolina and New York and all the surrounding areas. So hopefully they catch this guy. Adrenaline, desperation, and he thinks he is untouchable with consequences that will never stick. Exactly, Kristen. Yeah, he thinks that he's going to get away with this. I think there are people he is manipulating into assisting him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who's going to willingly assist him with this?
People that would think he's innocent, but at this point, who would be thinking that?
I'm going to go look at the video you sent me real quick. Can't I click on? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it is a news thing. It's not another creator, so I should be able to share it. Is this the one you're talking about?
Wait. Which?
It's the Independent.
Okay, you're good.
It's good. Okay. So murder suspect arrested in multi-state manhunt is now on the run again after escape from Pennsylvania jail.
What's that?
Is the volume up enough? Yeah. That's not him, huh? No.
Yes, it is.
That's him?
That's what they're saying.
Wow, it don't even look like him.
Is that no wait?
Let me see.
Well, if not, this is a new case, and check out this piece of crap.
But everything's set. I don't know.
Right. But
Let's
just watch
see.
them. It won't
this
take
is
very
a-
long. It's going to go right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, this is an ad, I guess, for another, like not an ad, but another murderer who sexually assaulted and killed an 11-year-old and babysitter elbows lawyer. So this is a whole nother guy, but
But watch this. You want to talk about somebody with mental health problems? There he goes.
oh, okay, hold up. Dang.
Now he's handcuffed. If you notice, he's shackled to the waist,
Yeah.
and he does this. So whoever this person is, if he ever had his hands loose, he's dangerous.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
Wow. Did they show anything else?
No,
That
nothing there.
was wild.
Yeah. That's what I thought. If it was the same person, they appears to be thicker.
geez.
So
Yeah. Okay, so let's see.
I mean, just the fact that you would do that and you are surrounded by that many officers, knowing you're not going anywhere.
Right?
What in the hell was that all about? Now, was that his attorney he did that to? Was that?
It looks like an officer.
It does, but for somebody to whisper with them, that's an action of an attorney usually. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pull up his picture again just so people can see.
Note to chat from Sifa.
Okay, so this is his
Oh, he
picture.
retracted it.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna catch up on comments. I saw on news an interview with locals, and they were generally afraid to even go outside and walk dogs and with children. Right. I mean, I would be too.
Sifa just said it is someone completely different and not Michael Burnham. Now, the heading does say Michael Burnham, so I'm sorry that I confused you.
No, you're fine, Judy. I mean, it's still interesting to see things like that because to show what like some of them are capable of doing. And it is misleading because
if I was accused of something, I sure wouldn't do that out in public to prove to everybody that I'm not playing, unless you're trying to prove you're not playing with a full deck.
Mm-hmm. Dang, that was crazy. I mean, I would like to look more into him. I want to know about him.
Well, there you go. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I didn't want. Yeah, just to let y'all know that was somebody completely different, but definitely interesting. I want to know what his charges are. Yeah, I agree, PJ. Ghetto roasting marshmallows. What do you mean ghetto roasting them? We do it with a stick over a campfire. That's how we do them. But
I'm not trying to steer your show.
You're good. I'm kind of getting to the end where we can just chit chat.
But I sent you something that I just saw on the news, which is a little bit disturbing.
Oh, I think I had seen this one. Oh, I'm glad you brought that one up because I was thinking about sharing this one. I saw it on Twitter.
Well, now you're seeing it on Judy.
Yeah. Okay, so switching gears, this is another case. So a Marine was taken into custody after missing 14-year-old girl was found in the barracks of California base. Military police at Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton found the teen on June 28, just over 2 weeks after her grandmother reported her missing to San Diego County authorities.
So was he hiding her for 2 weeks? What's his connection with this 14-year-old?
Right.
Is this somebody that he met online?
Yeah. Sifa, this one's CBS, so probably not, right?
The only ones I could find on that were
or NBC. I mean,
No.
Okay.
The only ones I could find on this subject, just to let Sifa know, were a news station. So unless you could find something that isn't, the only reason I mentioned it is number one, you are live, and it's new, it's breaking, so why not?
Right. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna talk about it because I did see it. So a Marine was detained last month after a missing 14-year-old girl was found in the barracks of a California base. So that, just over 2 weeks. So the Director of Communications Strategy and Operations for the 1st Marine Logistics Group confirmed in a statement that an unidentified Marine with Combat Logistics Battalion 5, 1st Marine Logistics Group was taken into custody for questioning by Naval Criminal Investigative Services, the Navy and Marine Law Enforcement Agency, on June 28th. Palmer said that the Marine remains in the custody of his command and that he has not been formally charged. This command takes this matter and all allegations very seriously.
Oh, yeah, they do. And how'd he get her on base?
Yes, that's what I want to know.
Well, there's a couple breaches there that I'm sure will be investigated.
Hey, Kristen.
Hey, would you guys have questions like psychological related? Is that what you needed me for?
Yeah, that's what Judy was talking about. Like, and I think you commented on it, like his mindset right now of Michael Burham, the other inmate that escaped. It's just because someone asked in chat, does he have mental issues? And I haven't
That's
gone back
the
through
thing
his
that
court.
we don't know, because
Right.
without knowing the full case of, you know, I mean, we know the offenses that are alleged, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't have in front of us any sort of testimony that would
Mm-hmm.
glean to like any clinician that has seen him and diagnosed him with something. So we have to keep in mind when we're looking at whether it's this gentleman or the guy, that elbow guy,
Mm-hmm.
or even the guy that's bolted out of the Placer County jail. Yeah, they're in moments of desperation, but we don't know. We're missing a huge critical piece about if there is a diagnosed or undiagnosed mental disorder
Mm-hmm.
that could have been what brought them before us. Or okay, we could say they've got anger issues, but are they antisocial? Do they have psychotic features? Like, we don't know any of that yet. That's
Right.
the big question mark that's going to remain.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get this, what's his name? I called him Chad, but I don't know, Mr. Burham.
Michael. Yeah.
Michael, if we're able to get him successfully back into custody without harming, God forbid, harming
Yeah.
any other people, then, you know, hopefully they can get him to a place where he's really locked up and be able to get him assessed and get some more answers so that they can treat him. Because I have a feeling there's something there, but I'm just not his clinician.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't, you know, there wouldn't be any other mental health psychiatrist, psychologist, or anybody else that would be able to conclusively say. But you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people that are incarcerated, whether it's for a short period of time or a long period of time, some of them are very used to it. That's how they survive, and in some aspects, because it provides some sort of routine for them. It's fine that they get, you know, the 3 squares and they have a roof over their head, and that
Mm-hmm.
provides that consistency. Other ones, like Mr. Burham and everybody, this man, he doesn't think he did these things. He's not remorseful. He just thinks he deserves to be out and about, and we as a society have got him all wrong. And that's just, we all know that that's not the case, but that there's people like Mr. Burham that's just
Mm-hmm.
the way they think.
Yep.
And we don't know. I mean, it's like looking at serial killers. We don't know until we
Right.
really look at do a real deep dive research wise as to look at their pattern
Mm-hmm.
from developmentally, from, you know, a very young age. Like, why are they perpetrating the way that they are? It's usually not just one thing that's led to it. There's usually something in front of it. Even if we say, oh, this person snapped, there's usually some indicators that have brought them to that day when they quote unquote might have snapped. Like Chad Dorman, there's something there. He's got anger
Yes.
issues.
Yep.
He allegedly has dependency issues. You know, there's a lot of things that may come out that we're finding out. Like, there's a pattern that leads these offenders to the day that they do what they do
Right.
to these innocent individuals. And we as a society, that's where we're people don't know, and I understand that because not everybody goes to school for this, but we don't have the mental health resources throughout the years. It's really gone by the wayside, where we could have helped somebody like Mr. Burham, so he
Mm-hmm.
was a somewhat functioning individual in society. But we haven't had those resources for a lot of people. And so this is where we're getting to, okay, we've just let it go on and on and on, and it's gotten to this point. Like I said, there's something that's led him to this point. So hopefully we get some answers. We get Mr. Burham into custody so he's not offending.
And we do know that there is court documents. So he did, you know, go to court for, you know, his other charges and stuff. So maybe we can, you know, obtain those and, you know, look for those, see if they're publicly available or whatever, and maybe get some insight into what happened with that whole situation, you know?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's a lot more that's going to come to light. It's kind of like the gentleman, Casey White, that went on his whole rampage with the correctional officer that we found out he fell in love with her, and he manipulated her so he claimed, or so everybody else claims that he manipulated her, although he's saying, I did no such thing. I loved her, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And that's, he's going to have his view of it, but people that knew the correctional officer and knew how she was prior have a different view of that. So everybody's going to have a different view of how that is. And, we'll see if that ever, I think that's going to go to court. There's a lot of things that are coming to court here in the coming months, and
There
I'll get
is.
that information to you and PJ and anybody else that wants it. But
yeah, because that's one of my like where, and like Sifa helps out with that, but like remembering the upcoming court dates and hearings and all that stuff, that it gets overwhelming.
No, and that's the thing, is like, if we don't hear of them in the news, we don't necessarily know what's really going on out there. Like, do people even know so much about the ballerina killer? She thinks she was right in standing her ground, but see, there's a whole lot of other things that happened before that, and here in Florida, and that's just coming up this week. So there's a lot of cases that just we as the public haven't been privy to, and they deserve the victims deserve a lot more justice than they're getting. So
Yes.
I'm making a list, and I'll get them to you guys, because I think they're better off on your channels, because if you're gonna have any part of the court hearing, you guys have the numbers to do that.
Yes.
Whereas I can't stream the law and crime yet. So
I can't stream those either. So probably the PJ for the hearings, but just like court updates and documents, I can go over documents. Yeah.
So I'll get that to you guys. But
Okay.
it's the long answer is we just don't know, because we're not the clinician that's in the room with these guys, diagnosing them and really getting into their psyche.
Yeah.
But a lot of that does play out in court, and that's
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that's literally what gets me going. That's what I
Right.
tune in for, like the Johnny Depp trial. Like, that was the thing that I wanted to see. It's like, and then I can decipher what they're doing, because I have a general kind of knowledge, just like looking at behaviors as to what I think a diagnosis is, but that's not for me to say, because I'm not actually in the room with them. But I just think that there's something that are bringing these individuals to this day. But Mr. Burham thinks he's untouchable at the moment.
Yeah.
He's thinking, I can, and this is the other thing. If he's manipulating people to help him, is he scaring these people? Are they in fear, so they think that they need to help him?
That's he did the last one at gunpoint, though.
Yeah. A lot of times that's what the case is. That the other people are like in fear. If they don't go and help him, then they may end up in in a fate that's not what they want. So that's that would be my guess, is he's manipulating people to help him for for whatever reason.
And like how PJ was saying right here, she's curious what his mission is, because he has military experience. Like, does he have a reason for it? I mean,
his reason is he doesn't want to be in jail.
Yeah, he just wants to get out of there.
He doesn't want to be confined, and he has military experience. I don't know enough about his military background. Maybe you guys share that when I had company and dogs going crazy here. But did something happen when he was in the military that has led him to the point that he is, mentally and emotionally? That could be a very big factor in this.
Yep. Oh man.
We don't necessarily we as a public don't endure what the people are out there fighting for our freedom do. And sometimes it's hard to come back from that for a number of our military. So
yeah.
Oh, now we have 3 cans of worms.
Yeah. So there's a lot of factors that we just don't know yet. And we'll be able to go through it as we hopefully get him in custody and this case moves along. So, but and if anybody wants to know about Placer County is a very small jail in relatively to the other jails and prisons that are around there.
Certainly isn't it like 13 cells?
Yeah, it's not very big, because you've got Folsom Prison not too far away. You got out there in Ione, and then you got everything in the Bay Area, and I mean Sacramento jail is a whole heck of a lot bigger than Placer, because Placer is this kind of a smaller county, so they don't need as big of a setup. But yeah, I'm not too terribly shocked if somebody was able to get out of Placer jail, but you know, I would hope not. But I mean, I'm not. It's just really small, so I don't know the circumstances of that one. But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your input, Kristen.
And
Greatly appreciate
and keep
it.
in mind too, for years there was no such thing as mental health in jail,
Oh no, no,
and
no.
they started bringing it in, and it's taken the clinicians a while to adapt to that kind of, I don't know how you say it, interview or diagnosis or something.
Well, and
And
there's a
it's
number
not
of them
something that can be determined in one meeting.
No, and there's you also got to remember it's not like they're a lot of the psychologists and psychiatrists that are in the prison systems with the inmates, they're court ordered normally to interview these people. There's not like people could come and knock on the door saying I need my weekly session. That's not as much as what's happening as they're getting evaluations done.
But in our jail, we did end up with a mental health department.
Right, there are some that are trying to do more of that, but you also got to get the inmates' minds wrapped around how that could benefit them. It's just like anybody else going to therapy. They've got to get to the place where they feel like going to talk to somebody is going to benefit them. And there could be a history where they maybe had mental health services when they were not incarcerated, and they feel some sort of way negatively towards that therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, so that they're not as eager to jump back into services. But I do know there's a number of prisons and correctional centers that are trying to have a lot more kick up their services as far as anger management and counseling services. Some of them actually have parenting services too for the ones that are really trying to rehabilitate. And there's also the substance abuse services too.
The other thing about mental health that people should be aware of is that, for instance, I used to have an inmate in a mental health unit that one day he got up and he was just, ugly, and I don't know, he wasn't any threat to me, but he was acting different. And he came, I asked him, I said, are you okay? He says, yeah, what's the matter? I said, I don't know, you're acting a little bit off. And I could say that because I was in that kind of environment. And he comes back from chow hall and morning meds and says, well, you were right. I said, I was right about what? This man actually receives a shot every 10 days or 2 weeks or something. And he was due for it that day. Right. And so that brings to the fact that if you do suffer from mental health issues and you are prescribed certain things, you must take it or you know what I mean?
Right.
Go with what the doctors have prescribed to you.
Right.
To help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You have a highlighted somebody escaped from a hospital?
That's what I was trying to figure out, MJ, if she was talking about
the Placer one?
Yeah, or the Placer one. Okay, yeah, she's talking about
the Placer one. We see that on TV all the time. That's not very uncommon for the inmates to try to get over to the hospital and to use that as their way to escape.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah, that's far more easy than them getting out of their correctional centers, because the ones that are outside of the jails, like the Placer jail and the SAC jail, those are more like in the city. But the prisons that are surrounding that area, those are out in the middle of nowhere. There could be things that happen out there that nobody would ever know, because it's just you drive and drive and drive forever. So they put them out there for a reason. They're trying to not have them escape.
Yeah, if we felt as if somebody was faking a heart attack or cut up for a certain reason, a certain time of night, we would send an extra officer on that transport, and we would notify local police departments, which, because we lived in a small because it was in a small area, the police department would beat corrections to the ER and would stay right there with them unless they got a call out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So to plan an escape that way was a little bit harder because it had been done in the past.
Right.
So they did better, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Definitely. And then I don't, MJ maybe could fill in the blank there. I don't know what hospital per se, but the ones that are more for the county areas over there, they may have switched them to like Kaiser facilities. It used to be like UC Davis would see a lot of the patients because that's like a major hospital rather than like, a Mercy or a Sutter Health kind of a thing. So they would send inmates usually to like UC Davis or something like that, or in Stockton, California, it was the county hospital. So they might have changed that so that some of these inmates are getting seen at the neighboring Kaiser facilities that are over there. Yes, if a Placer is in North Cali. So the hospitals that would be right over there, like I said, there'd be a Sutter or there'd be a Kaiser. Otherwise,
is Meg still in here?
They're transporting them.
I'm not sure. I wanted to, so about like the Marine one, I was asking Melissa because she has some comments. But right here it says the girl's grandmother reported her missing on June 13th and that she said the girl had run away from home 4 days earlier. The grandmother said the girl had run away before, but always returned home quickly. Mm-hmm. They entered her information into missing person databases, including that of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. She was subsequently returned to her grandmother, who added that detectives interviewed the teen and that the family was offered services. The sheriff's office did not immediately respond to a follow-up question seeking more detail about what kind of services. So I wanted to highlight Melissa's comment. She said that he stated that he bought her. So I was asking if she had an article that where he states that, like that he bought her. Like that's disturbing.
Mm-hmm. Very disturbing.
He snuck her in after purchasing her.
Well, was she purchased entirely, or was she how do I say this nicely? Was she providing a service for a short period of time? Put it that way.
Right.
Wait, back up a minute. Where is the family from down there?
This was in says San Diego.
San Diego, and I know where his Marine base is, but does the family live near the Marine base, or are they closer to like Chula Vista area down there, kind of by the border? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
socioeconomically, I don't know where they are coming from and why they would feel like they need to. She's getting purchased, so why they felt like they could sell her to somebody that was a military is mind-boggling to me. But because I'm missing some pieces to this.
Right. And like right here, it even has this hotline. So it just makes you wonder,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. We have to get more information for this one too.
MJ, Sutter Roosevelt is where you escaped from. So I guess that's where Placer sends their inmates. That's really surprising. It's a really nice hospital, but it's surprising, but it's not like, I don't know that they would have a lot of stuff on lockdown. So I'm just thinking they had the guards there where they needed to, and he somehow got his escape.
Well, you got Maggie, you got a escaped prisoner in your area. Just to let you know.
Yeah. So Roseville is not too terribly far from Meg's, but it depends which area, like which way you're going. If you're going up the 80 or the 50 or whatever way to get Reno, Truckee, Tahoe area. So, but yeah, it's a really nice hospital. And I'm sure he was trying to get the easier way out was to escape from the hospital situation.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm pulling up an article.
And the year keeps getting more funky, doesn't it, Daisy?
Right? You said that, Judy. So, a suspected gunman in deadly Roseville shootout escapes custody. Massive manhunt launches for Eric James Abril, suspected gunman involved in hostage situation at Mahaney Park
Mahaney Park.
in
Mm-hmm.
April. Yeah. Oh, and there's a
Mahaney's
familiar
Roseville,
face.
Rockland area. Mm-hmm.
So it stemmed from a Roseville hostage situation that left one person dead, escaped law enforcement custody on Sunday morning. So that was
yeah, I remember
today.
this now. There was at Mahaney, there was a shooting at the park there, and so which is really scary because my daughter used to play some competitive softball over that park, so it's a very highly populated park that people go to, and there's a lot of businesses around there too. So yeah, it's pretty disturbing. So yeah, I remember this case. I didn't remember him. So now this guy is out and about, you guys. So lock your doors if you're in the NorCal area.
Melissa just sent you something, Daisy.
Okay.
Well, no, she's got it here in chat.
Okay.
If you want to pin it or something.
Yeah, I'll get to it in just a second. So they said that he's not wearing a shirt and was not shackled at the waist, and they believe he's wearing orange jail pants. He's about 6 foot tall with brown hair, weighing 175 pounds. Sheriff Wayne Wu said Abril was admitted into the Sutter Roseville Medical Center on Thursday for an unknown medical condition, and he escaped around 3 a.m. Okay. So, and there's no picture of him.
Plus, there you go with the SOP again, because our SOP would say that if they were in the hospital, that they would be shackled to the gurney. So, and they'd have one leg shackle attached to the gurney and one handcuff attached to the gurney. So
either he wasn't hooked up right, or somebody helped him.
Yeah,
because otherwise he'd be hooked up to the bed.
That's right. So, but that's saying that's our procedure. The only time they're unshackled, is if they go under anesthesia.
Yeah, MJ's here's the factor where the guard was sleeping. So guard's sleeping and he didn't hook them.
No, he fired.
Yeah, guard's not having a job after this.
But yeah, you have to check their standard operating procedure. That's what you would do when you transport somebody to the hospital, and how the procedure is once they get to the hospital, how things are done.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the only time they were unshackled is if they were being operated on, because if they need to do something, they can't have them. Right. You can't defibrillate and do all this shit when they're attached to metal. But in that case also, mm-hmm. if an inmate was getting unshackled and going under surgery, there would be 2 officers there then.
Right.
And the officers won't go, well, they don't have to go in the operating room as long as they're outside of it with a glass window. And both officers will stand there and watch the entire operation and stay with them in recovery. And the minute he starts coming out of anesthesia, he gets shackled. Mm-hmm. The second officer can't leave until he's shackled back up.
Right. My guess here is, and I'll walk it back if I'm wrong, but he was not shackled and the guard was asleep. Somebody didn't go with protocol and was being lackadaisical on their job responsibilities. So if he's out there offending, like, this is a big problem for the Placer County Sheriff's Department, because somebody literally fell asleep on their job.
Yeah, because when you're the other SOP is when you're there, the officer that's there has a log, and he'll write in the log, like, whatever they say, every 30 minutes, every 15, whatever the case may be, and make notes of what that inmate is doing. Is he sleeping? Is he talking? Is he awake? Any comment is what you put in there to show that you're watching them. Mm-hmm. And if all of a sudden this inmate starts getting a little combative, you would, no matter what time it was, you would make that note in your log, and you'd also call the prison or the jail and notify them. So there's a lot that went wrong with that.
Right. There's a lot.
And if they don't have it in the SOP, well, they'll have it now.
Right.
Yep. I'm gonna swing back to this one real quick because there's a lot of comments about this one. Okay, so MJ was saying he had to sign her into base unless she has a military ID. I have no clue if it's a closed base. Is Pendleton? I mean, I would think every military base.
They're all
closed.
You can't just go on there. It's a major base.
Right.
Unless if he had a car, he could have had her in the trunk and just showed his ID and got waved through the gate. But if he had,
it's possible, yeah.
But if he had a minor with him, maybe they still would have waved him because minors don't get ID cards until a certain age, I guess. I don't know, but whatever they did, they did.
Yeah. I am reading what I think it's Melissa Melissa sent me. It's a Twitter post, and it basically says that the grandmother is claiming that her granddaughter was the T word, illegal moving of humans by the Marines. So, but that's just like the grandmother's statement. So I can't put that out as fact. We don't know enough about it right now, but I'm sure we'll learn more about that situation with the Marine and the 14-year-old. Because that's disturbing. But yeah. Trying to see if anybody else, anything I missed. Got these. MJ said she can say a lot about military bases.
Yeah, so can I.
Jeez.
You forgot Sifa from Africa.
If you were an American, West Coast said. We're all immigrants except the natives. Oh my goodness. Sifa said yes, now, Judy.
Now, did somebody mention in here that the girl that was on the Marine base, she had delayed
she had developmental
issues?
Yeah, per family member. And she had run away before and she would come home. So, yeah, there's just going to be a lot more to come from this.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do you think, being that it's military, I mean, Kristen or Judy, like, how public will that be?
How public will what be?
Like, just like the circumstances and the details on this case with this Marine.
It'll have to go through CID, I believe.
Right.
They're the ones that'll investigate it, and they won't release anything until it's fully, but they probably will release something because now, how do I say it? Because now there's so many possibilities here that now the military must defend itself to the news.
Right. There won't be like there's any cases where there's injustice with children. You won't have specifics as far as this minor, but the military has to answer in some capacity for their servicemen.
Right.
How
did she get on base?
Right.
And how long was she in the barracks?
Right.
Things like that they'll answer for, but not her specific medical condition if she's got one.
Right, because she's a minor too, so
they'll also have to investigate if she was in the barracks, how many other people knew.
Right.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. They'll have to do their own investigation, and the military will have to answer in some capacity. I'm guessing they'll keep it as limited as they have to, but then there still could be a public outcry as to wanting to know more because, I mean, our money and
Yep.
our tax dollars is going to supporting these men and women in uniform. So, that people can say and do what they want, but as far as the young lady, they probably won't let out a whole lot of information because she's a minor.
How old did they say she was again?
14.
Yeah,
Oh,
14.
Christ.
Yep,
There's going to be a
14-year-old girl.
huge investigation on that.
Right. And I doubt that she can get any sort of ID card because, typically, they're going for
Well,
permits at 15, but I don't
if
know that.
if I was going, what my point was, is if she was his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
say, and he was going on base with her to go to the BX or PX or whatever you want to call it, to pick up school supplies or whatever. She would be sitting in the front seat with him, and you know what I'm trying to say? And I don't know at what age I forgot what the age was that your dependents would get a card. Like your wife would get one automatically, but your children. So there's that too,
Mm-hmm.
to consider.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm wondering if this young lady was somehow a relation to this, like, is it a cousin? Is it a second cousin? Is it somehow somebody in the family?
Yeah.
And that's how he was getting her on basis to say, oh yeah, my cousin's here visiting with me or something like that,
Right.
to pass it on through.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna have some sort of procedure now for that too.
Sure.
Yep. Good night, Wisco.
Yeah, we've had some people come in. Yeah, hi Sway, Miss W.
Yep.
Good night, Wisco.
See, if you're an adult sitting in the car trying to go to the military base with somebody, you have to show your ID. If you don't show it, the MP's going to stop you right there at the gate. And if he says, well, that's my sister, they just flew in and I want to show her my barracks. Okay, you're going to go in and sign in.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to the gate and you sign in.
Yeah, I've had to do that before visiting family, and I had to go get the pass. I had to go through all the, the steps, sign the form, show my identification, and all that stuff. Seems there would be protocol that if it is a family member visiting, there should be a pass involved prior to them coming. That's what I'm saying. From my experience with family and military, that's how it's always been. We had to have a day pass or let them know how long we were visiting for, that sort of thing.
Right. And I don't know that that's changed at all recently, especially with the Marine Corps Pendleton right there. I do know my cousin's son was, he just got out of active duty there. And I believe they had to get their passes to go. Just even his immediate family members got their passes to go visit him and whatnot. So I don't think that's changed anytime recently. So
yeah, they're pretty usually strict on that. So it's going to be interesting to find out how he was able to get her there and into the barracks.
Well, if my dog didn't want his ball and was barking, I was going to Google what age military dependents get their ID cards, but I haven't been able to yet because I can't find
it. We can give it to Sifa.
You just have to show an ID and tell them where you're going on base and your purpose. Yeah, I had to sign a form though. This was in North Carolina at Fort Bragg. That one was like I had to sign a form and tell them, like she said, our purpose, and it was like a day visit kind of thing. But they're usually pretty strict. I mean, they're not going to just let anybody in.
Yeah. I still think that's the case because I do know that when Michelle goes to visit her soldier, she still has to do the check-in with the whole family and all that. So I don't know that the different branches, that any of them are going to be any more lax than the other one.
Right.
I think they all have pretty much the standard.
Yeah, strict
protocol.
Policy.
Well, 14 would look 14, so they probably didn't question that part, if that's the case.
Oh, to me, that's even more reason to question that. Or
No,
a
because
soldier coming
soldiers are
back?
like police officers. They're supposed to follow a code of conduct of integrity.
I don't know. We're just gonna have to see how this unfolds.
Mm-hmm.
Rebel without a cause, BJ. MJ said you were absolutely correct, Judy. But yeah, that was the cases I came across that happened, I guess, last week over the weekend kind of thing. And I just wanted to bring all of that to light. Let's see, this week I'm gonna try to do another Kylie live, maybe Wednesday. So I'll let you guys know if I'm doing that, and whoever wants to join is more than welcome. Also, I don't know if anyone caught CNY's live this morning, but at the end, she did announce that August 6th, her and Cece will be having a Kylie live on the anniversary. She is also offering creators, if you want to jump on panel after CC drops down, you can do a one-on-one, get on panel, and share your thoughts, whatever they may be, your theories, what you're thinking, how it affected you, whatever you want to talk about. If you do want to do that, I think I have CNY's link here. You can email her. She's also on Twitter and Instagram. So if you're a creator and you're interested in joining her on panel on that day, just shoot her a message and she'll get with you with the time. Oh, that'd be awesome, PJ. I will let you know as soon as I know, because I have a lot of craziness going on at home right now. Like, we're helping family members that are currently homeless, so they stay between here and another house. So like the time will depend on when I can have the quietest time, but it won't be too late or like super early. So I'll definitely DM you and get with you, PJ. That would be awesome. Yeah, it'll most likely be kind of like around this time, 6-7 p.m. my time. So we'll talk. I'll get with you. But I could think I'm gonna go ahead and close it out here, guys. I thank y'all for jumping up here and joining me.
Of course.
And giving some insight into some of these cases. And Judy, for your, I know you wanted to speak on the inmate, because we can't say it enough. If just be careful of your surroundings, be extra vigilant if you're in around the area. Like Judy said, if you're at gas stations, be really cautious and aware of your surroundings, and do not engage. Just call law enforcement.
Yeah, because we don't know what weapons they might have on them, and we just don't know the mental state that they're in. So,
right.
I think the most helpful clue is if you're in your car and you're alone, lock your doors.
Yes, be hyper vigilant.
Nobody can jump in if it's locked.
Right.
Yep. MJ, thankfully she is alive.
And if somebody comes to your door and shows you a gun and says, "Let me in," by all means, open the door and get out. Don't let them in.
Yeah.
Your car is not worth your life.
Nope. I like this idea what Miss W was saying. Everyone should send in a pic of a lit candle for Kylie. Yeah, because I also plan on August 6th, also earlier in the afternoon before CNY and CC's live, to do a Kylie live with whoever wants to be on panel, and we can, talk about the case. We can, just go over the last year and all those sorts of things. So whatever comes to mind, we can definitely do something like that.
And if you need a candle to light, get a hold of Kristen, and she can set you up at one.
Yes, for sure. I need to order my candles.
Okay.
Yeah. You can your store. So yeah, your email. You can put your email in chat. That way, if anybody is interested in candles that Crystal make, Crystal. Now I'm changing your name. Kristen makes. Um, you can shoot her an email and she can get you the information for that.
See how I slid that right in here?
Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome. I should do commercials for a living.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm working on a mural going to add Kylie and Gabby in maybe as stars in the sky. Aw, I love that idea, Miss W. Gabby's always on my heart too. Ugh, that's another one I can't let go. But I do know that like she's getting her justice, some justice. I could go on and on about Gabby's case, but
Same thing as Trinity. That one bugs me.
yes, Trinity. I was talking about that the other day too because it's like we don't hear anything else about it. It's just like
Because everybody
everyone,
keeps going back to the Kylie case.
right? And there was so much wrong to me, in my opinion. Like when we went over the autopsy with Dralatina, I mean, just the fact that the dogs lost her scent at the end of the driveway or the yard or whatever, that is huge to me. But I don't know.
And
It's
the
like, what
fact,
can we
the
do?
condition she was found in, location she was found in, the location of some of her jewelry. It's like, are you kidding me? Can you not put two and two together? This is a really serious crime here? You know?
Yes, PJ, they're talking about Trinity Backus, who's also a victim, young victim from the, it's the Truckee area, Placer area.
Yep. I can send you information on that one, PJ, if you don't. I can kind of bring you up to date on that one. Yeah, Daniel Robinson is one. I know Sifa was looking into Daniel's case. That was another one that Nerdy and them also looked into on Twitter, and that one's mind-boggling as well. There's so many, like literally, we cannot run out of these cases to talk about because there's so many new ones every day.
And we just hit July.
I know. So sad.
I might have to push this prediction into 24.
Oh, I don't want 2024 to be horrible.
I can usually tell sometime in January.
Yeah, you called it.
We're going to put Sifa's on Daniel Robinson and Jay Lee.
Yeah.
Out of Mississippi.
Sif, are you still here?
We need to find that young man's body.
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do the Daniel Robinson and Jay Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were wanting to do the Daniel Robinson a while back.
Yes. I have a... Let me unplug my phone.
If anybody wants to get with MJ too, she's going to be at Prosser on the 6th, and several people will be there if they want to get together. Go ahead, Sifa.
Oh, wow.
I did gather like a bunch of articles and stuff, but then I ended up taking my break for almost a month. So
yeah.
I don't know where I put all of them. I'll have to find them.
Oh, you do know what you did with them.
What?
You said you didn't know what you did with them?
Yeah. I put them somewhere, but I don't know where I put them.
It's not in one of your like where all your files and stuff are?
No. Because I meant to do them like right away. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to ask my husband. I might have sent them all to him.
Oh.
We'll see.
Yeah, because Melissa was saying he just, disappeared his poor family looking, and still at it years later. This puzzle needs to be solved. That's what I pray. Yeah, that's what I pray for all of these.
Melissa, the reason why I said why is because, like I said in a few messages up, I, like, my mind kind of got scrambled because she was talking about Kylie. And I thought the name Daniel, and then it, like, swapped with, like, the last name, of my
The
brain
Robinson
died
Rodney.
again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I
Gotcha.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, like the last name swapped with the maternal. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Melissa said that she can help you. She's messaged his dad several times to talk about it, and he's open to discussion.
Yeah, I definitely have him up if he wants to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Kylie's dad or Daniel Robinson's dad? Melissa, can you clarify? Because she said down below Kylie's dad.
Oh,
Kylie's
well,
that really? What?
That's I'm shocked on that one.
Yeah, Melissa, send
Oh,
me
no,
in.
now she's saying it's Daniel Robinson.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh God, I'm so confused.
I was so yeah, because I've known people that have seen Kylie's dad around town, and he seems to keep to himself. So that's why I was a little bit perplexed
Yeah.
on that one. But Daniel Robinson, yeah, Melissa,
Yeah,
that would be great to get with stuff on.
definitely.
hmm
He's open to communication with you all.
Yep. Oh, you helped him, Jay? Wow. Yeah, it was a lot. I just remember, I think Nerdy and a couple people maybe went out and spoke to the family too. It was just so much confusion, and I don't know. That case was wild to me.
Hmm.
All right, you guys. So I'm at 2 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here and go spend time with the family a little bit.
and me.
I'm gonna hit you up later. I'm going to see what everyone's up to. So, well, again, thank y'all for joining. I love these collab lives. It helps to have different insight, different opinions and perspectives and healthy discussions. So I appreciate all of you, and thank you, chat. Thank you, mods. And I will get with you, PJ. We're gonna talk. And yeah, if my email's at the top, if anyone wants to send me any information, my email's at the top, and I'll drop Sifa's also in here. Let that one go through. Come on, Nightbot. Nightbot's being slow, Sifa.
Mm.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yeah. So there's me and Sifa's emails if anybody needs to get in touch with any one of us. And then we had Kristen's email also. If anybody needs to get in touch with Kristen.
You're gonna have to make a switch for that one.
Yeah,
Command,
I
a
do.
command.
Yeah, I do. All right, you guys. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening.
All right, thank you, hon. Thank you for the great, not entertainment, but knowledge.
Yes, thank you for joining, Judy. I appreciate it. Thank you,
You're
Kristen
welcome.
and Sifa.
You're welcome.
All right, chat. Love you guys. Y'all have a great evening, and we'll see y'all later this week.